Oh, Broncos country. It is Valentine's Day, and just when I thought I would be all by myself, alone, heartbroken, talking Broncos to the Broncos sphere, an echo chamber of just nothingness. My good friend Marky from Marcky Sports is also just have you wiped the tears from your face that you're alone in your studio and you have just me to look at for Valentine's Day?
I did. I was able to get over it. Thank you for buying me extra couple minutes to allow for me to get myself together.
And it's a good thing you did because, Mark, we've got possible breaking news.
It is breaking.
Is it true that we may or may not have hired a defensive back coach, Dave Belk? Is that true, or is it maybe true? Where are we at with that?
Well, at first we thought it was maybe true, but it's looking like it's confirmed. Luca Evans is actually reported on it as well.
Okay.
And yeah, it looks like we hired Doug Belk as our new, I don't know if a secondary coach or cornerbacks coach. I think it's probably a cornerbacks coach is what it'll be. Maybe I should pull it up, but he is with USC formerly. He's been in the college ranks his whole career, and it looks like he's gonna coach the DBs. So
yeah, it looks like it's got some USC time. Now, did you say that? Does he have some pro experience too? Like, we're gonna have to dig into this guy, and maybe it won't be tonight, but this is new to me. When I first saw that, our good friend David from David Talks Broncos, I believe he's the one that sent us forwarded us a tweet. And let's literally, guys, this is like seconds. And by the way, welcome in everyone to Mile High Monsters and Marcky Sports. We are super happy to have you. I guess a quick background. My wife is working. She's serving at our clubhouse Valentine's dinners to other people. And I have a vape and some leftover chocolate chip cookies. And Mark, I don't know what your circumstances are. I'm super glad to have you. I know Broncos country's glad to have you, but we're just happy you're all here. There are 2 channels streaming right now. If you're watching on mine for the first time, please subscribe, hit like. If you're watching Mark's, hit his. It really helps us out a ton. But yeah, we're here with you through the heartbreak. If you are abandoned like me, just a lonely little puppy, you found company. We're here to break all this. So anyways, this news came down just as we were setting up this stream. In fact, is it Doug Belk? Is that the name? Or is it
Doug Belk? Yep.
That might have helped because I think I searched for Dave Belk. This is how little I know about this person. But guys, it looks like we've got a secondary coach or a defensive backs coach with I guess with Lucas saying it's probably true. So, Sean Payton, he will go to people he knows, right, Mark? Like he rarely goes outside of his circles. He's like a guy that has to trust people, and he doesn't suffer fools or idiots. And we know he watches our shows, so he's gonna make moves, and leave it to him to do something like this on Valentine's Day and throw us for a loop.
Yeah, he's probably bored just like us, man. He's like, I gotta hire somebody. Maybe his wife was gone. He's like, I gotta break some news. I mean,
I got nothing to do. I think I'll call this Doug Belk guy and see if he's up to anything.
Yeah, that's honestly, that's exactly what I would do. If my wife wasn't with me on Thanksgiving or on Valentine's Day, if she was out doing something, like in my case, she's upstairs sleeping, I'd have been like, you know what, I'm gonna hire somebody and break some news, have fun with it. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of background. I tried to find the connection with Doug Belk. So as you can see here, formerly with USC, he was with Houston for a couple of years before, Houston Cougars. So he's his first will be his first NFL job. The only connection I can find is that the Houston football coach was the coach at Tulane, which I know Sean Payton has a lot of connections there at Tulane. Something Fritz, I think, is his name.
Okay.
Willie Fritz. And I'm assuming that maybe he just put the good word in. That's the only thing that would make sense. Because, I always heard Sean Payton's got a good connection down to that program at Tulane, since they're based out in New Orleans too. So.
Oh, yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah, it's probably what it is. But yeah, I don't know if you can see any comments there, but there's a little bit of mixed reviews. Some guys are really happy that he's gone. Others are, like, oh, he should have been promoted to defensive coordinator. They really screwed up here. So, hey, I guess we'll find out.
Let's see. I did want to bring up before we get into this, Cody. Now, where's he at? Like, he sent a bunch of this stuff. So here we are. So Cody Chepa, Cody, if hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe you've seen him on Twitter, maybe you haven't. He's found a space that I think Broncos country can use. His YouTube channel is going to be called Still Up Sports. Cody lives in Vegas. I think he works like till midnight every night, and he's going to be starting a new show on YouTube, Broncos show. We'll see what that's all about. It's coming up in the next week or so, and he will be streaming in the middle of the night. So for all you night owls, there might be hope for you yet. Best of luck to you, Cody. If I pronounced your name wrong, get in line, because I pronounce everybody's name wrong. And David Talks Broncos already subbed to your channel, Cody. So
likewise. Yeah, I subbed to your other one too. It was a random one that was just under your name with the same profile picture. So you got a sub on both channels.
I have two accounts too. I have one for, of course, my account, and then I have one for the one that I use to like go comment on everybody else's, and good time. So I want to see. You said there was our good buddy Jay Weaver. Stidham broke my heart, and I haven't recovered yet. Jay, are you suffering on Valentine, Jay? That makes me so sad. And you also have the link to the show, so if you want to commiserate, come on in. And Ronald Duffy, first of all, says hi. Daphne, hi, Ronald, and happy Valentine's Day to you. David Youngkin never fails to be in. When do they hire him? I don't think they have hired him, Mark. We're still at the point where it's like, it's rumored that it's reported that he's going to be hired. It's circulating that he's going to be hired. So this is all happening right now. Sean Payton's wife is sitting at a table at Shanahan's restaurant, getting served her third glass of wine while Sean is working his magic on hiring a coach right now. That's the way I see that going down.
Yeah, it's expected to happen though, but it hasn't officially happened, which obviously now means we have to mock every USC player in the Broncos mock drafts moving forward. Dave's already started. He said there's a USC safety in the draft I'm interested in. That would probably be Kamari Ramsey. So just book it. That's one of the picks. The Broncos will draft the safety.
All you draft nerds, now you can start going up to the board with all your threads, like that meme with the guy with all the threads going across and attaching all the names to all the names, and you guys can make sense of it. So now we'll be drafting all USC. David, well, we already covered that. I must be behind the chat. Respect my co says who? Exactly. What we gave you is all we have so far. If you find something else out there though, Mike, get it out to us while we're here trying to figure this out. Hey man, no problem, Cody. Let's see. We got Aaron. I'm a big college guy and I've never been particularly fond of anything USC defensively. Mark, what do you say to that? Are we now? I don't scout helmets or teams. I think that's the mistake, Aaron. Whatever USC is doing defensively, you'd have to break that way down to what their defensive backs were doing and what they were being told to do. My guess is if Sean Payton is promoting somebody or hiring somebody, if that's the case, he sees something in him. And honestly, I kind of trust Sean Payton to do that. Mark, what do you think about that comment there from Aaron Taylor?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think Sean's given us much reason to not, to not believe in the coaching hires. And you can't really judge like the overall program or the success of a defense of a team by a positional coach. I will say, like, the only good thing that I've been able to put together with all this is that on the defensive side, the highest ranked players to go in this draft are secondary guys on USC. Obviously, Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver, is the highest, but other than that, it's those two safeties. So, you know, maybe it means something, maybe it means nothing. But either way, I like going into the college ranks. And that's where we got Jim Leonard. And then, you know, this is still a young guy. He's 38 years old. Been coaching for a while though too. So we'll see. But our secondary is so good, man. His job is just going to be don't screw anything up.
His job is going to be hopefully he learned why we fired our last one. The communication breakdowns in the backfield with all that talent. It was rarely that they were getting beat, Mark. There was miscommunication about who was picking up who.
Yep.
Bunch formations, for some reason, we've had bunch formations in the NFL since Christ was a corporal, and we still couldn't pick these guys up. Like, we couldn't hand guys off. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets you fired with Sean Payton. Cody, just a warning. If you're watching Mile High Monster and you call Mark amazing or anybody amazing, and you don't say Mike is amazing and Mark, you're okay, that'll get you banned. That's just the way it works. Just kidding. I got you, bro.
We'll give him a pass. He's a mulligan.
We'll give him a pass. Give him a pass. USC got much better this year on defense after firing Alex Grinch and hiring the UCLA DC. See, this is David Talks Broncos, and I honestly sometimes feel like he makes up names and sends them to me to see if I'll bite and act like I go, yeah, Alex Grinch, and then he'll write and say, I just made that name up. So I don't trust anything he says, nor do I expect you to. Mark, do you know anything about this?
No, but I feel like he thinks you're.
Yeah.
I feel like he thinks you're like Ron Burgundy, man. Whatever's on the teleprompter, you'll just read it.
I'm more like Ron Burgundy than I am like like an ESPN guy. Let's be honest.
No, I'm definitely not tuned in much to the college football ranks from a coaching standpoint. I know David, obviously, with his Buffs channel is, and I'll take his word for it.
No, yeah, for sure. David's all over it. David's got David Talks Buffs. By the way, for all you CU Buffs fans out there, you might be wondering why I plug these shows. Well, I'll tell you. David, Mark, and Kodiak, the four of us, do so many shows together. Sometimes it feels like we're all kind of joined at the hip. David is one of those. Does a great job hosting this crazy show called the Horsepower Hour with Kodiak Bronco, Jeremy Sean, whatever the hell that means, and Marcky Sports Bronco. Marky. Yeah, we trust David, but David's show, David Talks Buffs, by the way, like 15,000 subscribers. Like he's one of the best CU Buff shows out there. I need to go back to this real quick. Where did you go? Here it is. Aaron. He has cooked with his staff. And the one thing I really caught my eye this year was firing Lombardi, Mark. Like, this is one of his guys. Like, when you get to the point in management or in coaching where you start firing your buddies, that means you're serious about winning. It's not about old boy. There are some teams that just stand by their guys no matter what. What Sean saw was not good enough. And, was it Joe Lombardi? There's so many Lombardis. Joe Lombardi. Like he even said, I saw it coming. I could tell by his attitude that he was going to fire me. It's like, Sean, once he's done with you, he's done with you. So he's cooked his staff in more ways than one, Aaron. And Mark, I think that should make people feel a little bit, better about what Sean does with his coaching staff. He's not looking for his friends. He's looking for good coaches.
Yep. No, exactly right. That's the most important thing, man, is building out the culture. And obviously, with him, it's just one of those, the most important thing about a coach, in my opinion, is coaching the coaches, right? Like delegating them, holding them accountable. I think he did that. I think, one of the big reasons that they got rid of Addison Lynch, they said, is because of a lot of the penalties as well in the back end. And
Moss got him fired.
Basically, yeah. And also, well, maybe Hufanga a little bit too because he couldn't catch anything. And so I just think it's like one of those where when things consistently keep popping up, he makes moves. And we'll see. I think, the most important hires, in my opinion, are going to be who ends up coaching the wide receivers, which I'm waiting on that. It might be a while, but.
Well, that was like you said with the defensive backs. When we said Hufanga, couldn't catch a ball. I mean, he should have had probably 6 interceptions this year. Mm-hmm. But I don't blame him because he's a hard-hitting safety. It's like Steve Atwater. Steve Atwater caught him occasionally, but I mean, he was a boomer. Like he beat the crap out of people, and his hands were so taped up. You know how hard it is to catch a ball when you get that one chance every 6 games to catch one. But anyways, Kerry Colbert, on the other hand, was our wide receiver coach, Mark, and our wide receivers dropped, I believe, the second most at a rate, second worst in the league. And that's why he's gone, because wide receivers, it's literally your job to catch a ball, and Sean fired him because they didn't catch ball. So I would expect a big jump and priority on our wide receivers catching the ball next year.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, he's and that's 2 years in a row. Like since Kerry Colbert's been here, we've had just this crazy drops problem. And so, you can't clean up something that simple, then you got to go. So
it gets in their head. It gets in their head, man. And it takes a little bit coaching psychology, man. It's just like, it's like any game. It's like when a kicker can't kick an extra point, it's not because he lost his leg. It's because it's in his head. And it got in their heads. It got into Franklin's head that first season. And respect to Troy Franklin for picking it up this last year and making some of those over-the-shoulder catches because he was getting open and dropping every one of them. He showed improvement. And that's good on him. Welder's fence. Do you think Jaden Daniels will be back to his rookie form where he gets his team deep into the playoffs? Well, here's what I think. I think Jaden Daniels will be back to his rookie form. I think he's going to play really well, but it's a team sport. So I don't know what to tell you about getting his team deep into the playoffs. It's hard enough for me to figure out what the Broncos are going to do, much less almost called them the Skins. The Commanders will do. So Welder fence, if you're just watching the show, I'm 150 years old. So yeah, I forget like where teams play. Like I still say Oakland Raiders sometimes. Mark, what were your thoughts on Jaden Daniels? I would assume you were pretty high on him too. Looked like a really good player, but you never know with these guys. We don't know about Bo. We know what we think we have in Bo, but we don't know anything. But I think Jaden Daniels looked great. I think he looked good between the ears, and he looked good on the field. So it's a good combination, and good on them. As far as deep into the playoffs, we don't know, but give Welder's fence your quick thoughts on Jaden Daniels since he was nice enough to come in here.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm a big Jaden Daniels fan. I think he's awesome. I think he's definitely going to have a rebound. I think the biggest thing with them, though, man, is that they need to start supporting him with, a good offensive line. They kind of ignored that. I heard somewhere that they have like the oldest roster in the NFL. That's a huge problem. So they need to get younger. They need to focus on prioritizing protecting Jaden Daniels, because obviously you saw what could happen this last year. So, what we've seen here in Denver, I think one of the big reasons why we've had success with Bo Nix is because he's had a really good defense and a really good offensive line. And so that's going to be the biggest thing. I'm not worried. I wouldn't worry about Jaden Daniels himself, but
I wouldn't either.
Everything else around him is definitely worrisome. So what are they picking, like 9th? I think they need to trade out of that pick and accumulate more if they can, because I don't believe they have a second rounder. And so they're picking 7th. So yeah, it's just about, man, getting younger with the talent. I think that they made a few mistakes after that run they made to the NFC Championship game by just going all in on like older aging vets. And it was not good for them last year. So
I agree. I would the only thing I would add to that, of course, is what my worry always has been with him is his build. He's just so thin, skinny, and he's a player and he wants to make plays. I just want him, hopefully now he's And I don't remember his injury. I don't remember if it was non-contact, contact. I don't remember what happened to him because why would
That
I?
was nasty.
Was it bad? Was it a knee?
Yeah, he dislocated his elbow. You don't remember seeing, like, it was a pretty viral thing for a little bit. It was gross. Like his elbow went back and you
Went the
saw it
wrong
pop out.
way. That's right. Yep.
And then they were so stupid. Like they brought him back into.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, that happened like in a blowout, and then they ended up bringing him back.
Yeah. And
it's like, dude, you guys had like 5 wins at the time. It was they managed that whole situation very poorly. So.
Yeah. Let's move on from that. Cody back in. Hard to go wrong with secondaries coming in. Shout out to Kodiak, who, let me check before I badmouth him. Yeah, did not answer my text message. So yes, he's not a legend. He is a half.
He's average.
He's average. He's an average dude. David says, thank you. Only spread fake news 50% of the time, 100% of the time. We don't absolutely work our butts off at all. Comments are the best part. So this is Zenos, nothing. Broncos suck. El Broncos. Is that Spanish? El Broncos suck. El Broncos. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I always appreciate I'm sure you're a fan of somebody. Yeah, Cody just is like a dog tonight, so he's just constantly in the chat. So so many points left on the field dropped. Yeah, we dropped a lot of balls this year. Let me switch gears on you, Mark. I know this isn't fair. This is completely unfair, and I recognize that. I want to ask you about running back Mike Washington Jr. What do you got on this guy? What are your thoughts on this guy? Any sort of fit for the Broncos here? 6'2", 228, out of Arkansas. Now, we don't know who we're bringing in this year, right? And this courtesy of Kodiak, the legend, apparently. Have you looked at this guy yet?
Oh yeah, this is the first guy this was my first draft crush.
Okay.
Like right when I saw him, I was like, yeah, he's going to be a player. I don't know if Kodiak is trolling. I think he's trolling by saying I'm ready for the Broncos to trade up into the mid-first round.
Okay.
Because that's crazy, and there's going to be no need for us to do that.
That's why he's a legend, folks. That's why Kodiak's a legend.
Yep. Because he will do that on Twitter. He will say things seriously and not say he's joking, and he does that in real life too, which is awesome. But no, man, Mike Washington is great. You can get him on day 2 for sure. I have him as my third overall back. What's so impressive about him is that you watch him play and you would think he's 195, 200 pounds maybe. Mm-hmm. And then you look and he's 6'2", 230, and you're like, holy hell. So this dude's really good, man. He's really elusive. I think he's a hell of a player.
You said he's really third on your board?
Yeah.
Running back. And then Love. What's his?
Jeremiah Love is number 1.
Jeremiah Love obviously is number 1. He's not going to be within reach. Who's number 2?
No. Number 2 is Jadarian Price, his teammate at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good too. And you could make the argument like Mike Washington. There's not much of a gap between him and Jadarian Price, but what I liked about Price is that he doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires, right? Like but when he did play, like when he came in for Jeremiah Love, he didn't really tell much of a difference a lot of the times. And he's obviously proven that like with limited carries, he can make the most out of it, which is what I always expect that a Sean Payton running back is going to have. It's like 5 to 6 carries. Can you maximize it? So the fact that Jadarian can do that, or at least did it in college, makes me feel good. But I would love Mike Washington Jr. too. It's a pretty damn good running back class, but it's also a phenomenal free agency class too, man. So I know you got some darlings on the free agency side.
I think we need both, and I think that might be the way it plays out. I think we do get a like Mark. I would be surprised if we don't grab one of the big free agent running backs. And I say big, but I don't know how big. I don't know if we're talking about Breece Hall, but it could be. It certainly could be. But I still think we probably grab both, even and especially if we bring back J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins obviously has never seems to be able to finish a career, but he was a phenomenal Bronco for 10 games. I've started my rewatch of the season, so the games get played. We all of us that do shows, we instant react, and then we go back and watch the show, and then we do another show, and then we get ready for the next game. And this time of year, you can go back and like watch different positions and stuff. And I've made it through about 4 games so far, and Dobbins was even more impressive on the second watch. But if we bring him back on a vet minimum deal with incentives, if that's even possible, and we don't draft a plan B or bring in another free agent, then I will definitely call that criminal again. Now, this guy, Washington, do you have a first round grade on him?
No, I don't.
I mean, he's somebody that we could get in the draft then?
Yeah. I think he'd be available in the second round, potentially even in the third. I think.
Wow.
I think there's a couple things that I think go into it this year. I think the combine is going to be really big for him. But another thing is, because this is such a deep free agency class, like really, really deep. If you as deep of a class as I can remember for free agent running backs, it might actually drop some of these younger backs a little bit in the draft too. But just to give a comparison, like I have Mike Washington similarly graded to how I had like Quinshon Judkins last year. He went early in the second.
Could have used him this year.
I don't know how much. I mean, I'm at the point now where I just want to address the running back position. Like, I want to get in both, but I want to address the running back position. I want to get one of the premier free agent running backs, and then take a running back in the draft in like the 4th, 5th, 6th round. I don't know if I want to do 2 years in a row, second round picks with the backs. But if we were going to do that, it was going to be Mike Washington. He'd be one of the better options in that case, in my opinion. But I just feel like, get somebody that you're confident can be productive, that will be productive. Sean doesn't play rookies a lot, man. And so it makes me think, I just don't know how much they would be able to trust this new rookie. So just get him somebody like Breece Hall, Tyler Algier, Travis Etienne, one of those guys that can come in and you can just get off and rolling, and then spend your draft picks elsewhere. That's kind of how I see it. But I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I would be. I'm one of the few maybe that would be shocked if one of those 3 that you just named are not on the Broncos squad this coming year. We have the money, the need, and the cap space to do it. Sean definitely knows, and so does the Walton Penner Group, that our Super Bowl window is certainly open. There are no superpowers in the AFC right now to contend with. We're one of the powers. The Chiefs will probably be, could be back. Who knows what happens with the Patriots after what we saw. The schedule is going to change, a little bit. But the Broncos are definitely going to be in it to win it. So I would be shocked, first of all, if Breece Hall wants to go back to the Jets. Maybe he likes losing. I don't know. That's a trash franchise, and it has been for so long that it's like, why would you want to be there? And then he's going to want to get paid. He can get and compete. And those are 3 things that the Broncos can offer him. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't get down into the weeds, as far as Algier, Walker the third, who will probably re-sign with Seattle, of course. I mean, Super Bowl, of course he's going to go back there. But any of these guys, other than, of course, Pookie's not coming back. I think we talked about that. People asking me about that. That's not coming back. So I guess our thoughts are probably the same. Aaron Taylor says, so what is the RB room to you guys? Let's see. JK, Breece, RJ.
That'd be a hell of a
that sounds great to me.
Yeah, hell yeah. I would just put JK, I would start him off on IR and then activate him whenever
whenever
we need him.
Like 2 games before the playoffs as warm-up games, give him like 8 carries a game, keep him fresh, and then just release him in the playoffs. Yeah, sure. Aaron, welcome to the program. I've seen you before, so but yes, we would definitely there's no one sitting here in front of you right now that would not love that room. But no, we don't know what it's going to look like. But I agree with you that something is going to happen there, and I think it's going to be draft and free agency. So now our backup quarterback, Stidham, had a rough go in the AFC Championship game, to say the least. But it was a crappy day. But do you think he's back next year? Isn't he like a $8 million a year backup quarterback? Is he a cut candidate? Now, keeping that in mind, I saw this tweet from Tom Brady. I'm just going to let you guys read it out there watching it. This is like one of the tweets of the year. But Drew, if you don't know the story, Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback for the New England Patriots, who were kind of marching their way to the playoffs. I don't remember exactly when he got hurt, but he did get hurt and gave way to 6th-round draft pick Tom Brady, who came in and never let go of the job. So I thought that was kind of a funny tweet. But what's the deal with Stidham? Are we do we know, is he coming back, or what are your thoughts on that? Wouldn't that be a lot of cap relief there, or would there be a bunch of dead money, or how would that work?
It'd be $4.5 million in savings.
Okay.
And $3.5 million of dead cap. Listen, it wouldn't surprise me really at this point. I mean, I think he's one of the guys that could, he certainly could be cut for a couple reasons. Firstly, I think they genuinely really do like Sam Ehlinger. Like the fact that he liked Sam Ehlinger as much as he claimed that he did, and then Sam Ehlinger, he decided to stay here in Denver rather than go potentially start somewhere else.
Yeah,
says a lot. So, I mean, it could happen. Another thing, though, you have to consider is that Bo and Jared are really close. So that's very valuable. And $8 million against the cap isn't a crazy amount. You could always maybe redo his deal. But you know what people forget, and I kind of forgot this too, and I was reminded of it recently, is do you remember the offseason before we drafted Bo Nix? The Broncos were really interested in signing a veteran quarterback, aside from just having Stidham already. Do you remember who that was? They offered him quite a bit of money, but they didn't want to get to the amount that he ultimately signed with another team.
I can't remember.
It was Sam Darnold. As crazy as that was.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there were reports that he really liked
Sam Darnold, but I didn't think it was that during that time. But yeah, that's how quick time passes. Yeah, I remember they wanted him, and he ended up getting Zach Wilson too. Like he doesn't mind a rebuild project. No. In fact, if he sees something, he thinks he can coach them better, and I kind of feel like he can. But we'll see.
Yeah, and also, I mean, that interest in Sam Darnold, I think, really kind of shows you that they weren't really that all in on Stidham. I mean, I think that Sean Payton likes Jarrett Stidham, but he definitely hyped him up a lot more than I think he actually feels. So it could happen. They could get Zach Wilson back too. I think he's a free agent. They wanted to go cheaper in that room, but I mean, it's $4.5 million. You could use that elsewhere. So I'd be fine with it either way.
Yeah, same. Be fine with that either way too. After the AFC title game, David is fine moving off Stidham. He lost this game with turnovers. That's true. Other things lost us that game, but yeah, he was a big part of it. It'd been over 2 years since he'd taken a snap and playing in the AFC Championship game. But that's not what you want. It's not really why you keep a backup quarterback. He's sort of it's like Kubiak to Elway, so I'm going way back. Gary Kubiak was Elway's second string quarterback, and he was basically, part-time quarterback's coach, and he was there just in case in the third game of the year, Elway's hammy got tight or something, but it's not, you don't keep anybody around for the AFC title game. That's a pretty rare occurrence when, you got somebody that's that good. I mean, when Bo Nix goes out, like you just got to swallow that the season's over. You're not coming back from that. So, who was the last player we traded for? JFM? The last player we traded for? Probably. Good question.
Yeah.
Is he testing us? I feel like he's testing us.
I think so.
I think he's attacking you. I think this is attack.
Yeah,
we're going to look that up. And he said, you already answered it. And Troutman. Okay, is this a Troutman hate show, Mark? Or are we, what is Troutman's, I should look this up. I'm making you do all the work. What are your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on keeping Evan Ingram? And I'll hold mine until you're done.
I think I'm fine with keeping him, but not if they treat it as if, okay, he's, we can add just a couple pieces around him and then we'll be fine. Like he's got to be like almost the secondary option, if that makes sense, with Evan Ingram. Like, I don't know, man. I'm so over the tight ends being so crappy for so long that I'm totally fine if they just cut everybody and they just completely started it over. But it's weird because something like Evan Ingram was getting open. Like his separation grade was amazing this year. He was getting open. There was times where Bo didn't see him or he wasn't on the same page as Bo. He had way too many drops, which doesn't help. But I feel like I saw enough to be fine bringing him back. But I just don't want him. I don't want him being used as like this blocking tight end or have to hear Sean Payton after every game be like, yeah, we wanted to get him the ball more, but it just didn't work out that way. Same kind of thing with Marvin Mims. But yeah, I'm curious your thought. I'm kind of all over the place with Evan Ingram.
I'm not. First of all, Adam Troutman is scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent in March 2026. So yeah, there goes Adam Troutman.
I hope so.
I could care less. Like he's a nice player. He would be a nice third touchdown, tight end. Or if we're going to run a bunch of, is it 12 personnel with two tight ends, or is that
Yep.
I mean, if we were running a ton of 12 personnel and we've got Bryce back there, he's not a terrible blocker. He's kind of, and he catches the ball, but yeah, he can't run. He's not like a receiving threat. Like it's a tell when he's in. But as far as Ingram goes, like about a month ago, I just kind of went back and was like really upset about the tight end group and the lack of targets. So like the Broncos were about 18th in the league for targeting tight ends. So about the middle of the pack, a little bit lower than the middle of the pack. But like when he did get his opportunities, he can catch the ball. He runs really well. Like he had separation, but I didn't see Bo looking his way very much. And it didn't look like a lot of plays were designed to go to the tight end. I'm hoping that is looked at, because at this point, I don't care if you've got the Raiders tight end, Bowers. Like, if you're only going to get 50 targets, what's the point of even having you? So that position doesn't, I guess, move the needle for me as much as others. If you brought back Evan Ingram, who stayed healthy, played well with the ball when he got it, caught the ball at a pretty good rate, I think you have to kind of look at every catch, to see which one they consider a bad pass and which one they consider. But I would like to see them address that room, but I'm not sure I'd like to see Evan Ingram go. I think there's a chance he could be something worth keeping if we decide to ever use him again. So respect my co's. Just curious. Seems like it's been forever. It definitely does. I don't know. Scared of the Russ trade. Oh, that Payton. Okay, so I'm glad I read that twice because I was about to say Sean Payton. Yeah, so we only have 2 Paytons now. There was almost a time where we could have had 3 Paytons, but 2 Paytons. Yeah, maybe since that one, he's like, I'm not doing any more trades ever.
Yeah,
that's possible. 2026, when we trade for Jalen Waddle, that is definitely a possibility as well. That was the sexy one last year, Mark. Everybody was like, oh, Waddle. And now it's Pickens and Pierce, and Waddle's kind of taking a back seat to those. I would be fine with Jalen Waddle as a Bronco because, again, as I've said before, I do like our wide receiver room. They just need a number 1 receiver. What are your thoughts on Waddle? Still be all right with him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. I think he's a certified stud. I'd be thrilled. I'd be willing to give up the pick number 30 for him.
No shit.
I don't think it'll necessarily take that, but I would. Go to the next one.
He was drafted number 6 overall, so he's a first round draft pick. He's 27 years old. So yeah, he's just coming into his prime. So yeah, the way we blow first round picks on cornerbacks we don't need, I would trade our number 1 pick for Jalen Waddle, but that's why I'm a fan and not a GM. But yeah, I mean, would you agree with it? I do agree with you. Like, I would totally do that. If they did that, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Well, that was the asking price during the season, and I don't think we obviously felt like it was going to be pick 30. We maybe thought like it was going to be in the 20s at the time. And so maybe we don't want to do it. So there's a possibility that now the price goes down on Jalen Waddle because Miami's a lot more desperate. Dude, Miami has they're like $50 million in the hole.
Yeah, they're gonna
salary.
Have to dump. Yeah, they're gonna have to dump.
So they might not have a whole lot of leverage with this one.
He won't be 28 until November. So he just turned 27. He's coming into his prime. Keith Dannenbaum, getting rid and starting over? Question mark. Maybe I'm missing a couple players from really bringing home. Who are we getting rid of and starting over?
I think it was related to my comment about starting over with the tight ends. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this comment, and I can kind of chime in too.
Well, if you're talking about the tight ends, Keith, and he's got Hall can't block. You're talking about the running room? Breece Hall. So you're talking about the running back room? Yeah, I am talking about that. I am talking about getting rid and starting over. The only running back on this team right now, unless you count J.K. Dobbins as on the team, which we're not talking about J.K., is RJ. RJ Harvey needs to be back. He will be back. He will be the joker on this team if we want to go back to last offseason, because all we could talk about was jokers. He is a joker on this team. You can use him in a lot of different ways. He's just not an every down back, Keith. And when JK went out, we didn't have any. The only running backs we had on the team, every single one of them was 5'8", 200 pounds. They were the same 3 running backs with very little difference. So, yeah, starting over at the running back room, kind of. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And it's not true that Hall can't block. He's not the best pass blocking running back in the world. We're talking about Breece Hall, Mark, but it's not that he can't block. Some of that can be coached up a little bit. I think he's got the size. If Sean Payton walked up to you and did his Sean Payton thing on you, Mark, and said, I need you to block this guy for one play, you'd probably do it. I mean, he's just not the kind of guy you find yourself riding the bench pretty quick when you don't do it. So I wouldn't be too worried about his pass blocking. What do you think?
I would just pretend like I didn't see the guy. Like, oh man, I thought the blitzer was coming.
I totally slipped on that guy.
Sorry, Sean. But I was curious about that last comment too. I've heard this a lot, and I don't think it's the right mentality of we were 3 points away from the Super Bowl. Why should we start over on a certain position? Because I think we should start over at running back and at tight end. And I feel like that's just not the right mentality. Just because you made the championship game and you made the argument that you could have made the Super Bowl with all the what ifs, it doesn't mean that you don't want to get a lot better. The other teams are going to get a lot better. The AFC was a lot more wide open than it usually is. And so you always got to look at improving. If you didn't win the Super Bowl, then nothing else matters whether you made the playoffs or not. And so I don't agree with the whole, like, I don't think we should blow up the whole team, obviously, but we need to get a lot better at the certain weaknesses, because you're not going to be in 11 one-score games next year and win all 11 of them. So, yeah, we have to get better at running back and at tight end. It's a huge problem, even though – and I think that the fact that we made it as far as we did gives you a lot of confidence and reason for optimism. But it does not mean you just, like, rest on your laurels and sit on your hands and be like, oh, okay, we're good. We'll just, build elsewhere. Like, those are the big glaring weak points. You gotta keep on adding to those rooms, man. And I mean, you saw what happens when you can't run the ball very much. You're putting way too much on Bo Nix, and then a backup quarterback comes in and there's nothing, and then all of a sudden there's a blizzard that comes in. The only like snow we got all year happened in that second half, and we had no answer for it. So I don't really think it matters that we made the AFC Championship game. We need to get better, man. We need to add a lot of talent on the offense specifically.
It's funny that you say that. It was on my mind too the other day. As huge of a Mike Shanahan fan as I am, and he should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. We all should agree on that. But yep. He also he was one of those we're just one or two pieces away guys, and he would run it back and run it back and run it back and add one, and then and it's funny that he was like that because. In 96, I believe 96, there was an influx of players that made a difference. And then the 2015 Broncos, they kind of went out and spent some money again and did it again. Like it's kind of it's not a loser mentality, but it's a mistake to think, oh, we were so close. Let's just keep going with these guys. No, you should look at every single player, and if you can upgrade that player, then you should upgrade that player. Like, make your team better, because think of all the one-score games we won this year, and the one-score games we lost the year before. Sometimes that comes down to J-Mac making a play. Somebody make a play. Like, you can have everybody in the right place except for one player, or the play is there and they don't make it. I'm telling you, man, look at every room. The glaring one is tight end and running back, and that's just on the offensive side. We haven't talked about the inside linebacker position on the other side. We won't do that tonight, but it's crazy to not. If you can improve, and you have to wipe out a whole room, but you come out with the best tight end room in the league, why wouldn't you do that? Or a top 5 tight end. Would anybody on here say we have a top 5 tight end room? No, because that would be crazy. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that we could bump that room to a hell of a room. And why wouldn't you? Cody says Ingram isn't a spring chicken. No, he's not. He's not. And that's why I'd love to see him address that position in the draft as well, too. David Montgomery from the Detroit Lions. Michael Ronquillo. I know how to pronounce your name, Michael Ronquillo, and I feel really happy that I do. It's good to see you, my friend. David Montgomery, I remember him from a few years ago being like he had like a lights out season. Maybe was it 2 years ago, Mark? I didn't pay any attention to him this year. Is he a free agent or something? Did you look that up? Or I'm not sure what he's asking. Like, is he just another possibility? I can look him up while you.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a free agent. I think some people were saying he could be a cut candidate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because of the salary cap. No, he's a big boy.
Is he big? Okay.
He's a big running back. He's he's getting up there in age. Like, I feel like he kind of took a little bit of a step back, which is
28 years
Detroit.
old. Yeah.
And he's played quite a bit. I feel like if Detroit's getting rid of him, then that could tell you something. But here's my I think the running back situation is really interesting. I'm curious. So there's a lot of talk that Breece Hall might get franchised by the Jets, and then you have to do a sign and trade. Would you trade for him, or would you just move on and look for
Breece Hall?
Yeah.
I'd trade for Breece Hall. Yeah. And I
Like,
would
so
trade.
you would rather
would,
trade for Breece and pay him than sign some of the other guys available?
that's not what you said. You just asked if I would.
Well, I mean,
you asked if
okay,
I would. Now
I should
I
have
would
clarified. I
prefer
felt
not
like
to trade. I would prefer not to trade. I would certainly prefer not to trade any draft picks for Breece Hall. Now, if there was a swap of picks, see, you know how deep in the weeds you can get with this stuff, right? And I got all night. My wife's not coming home until midnight. We can do this all night if you want. I don't care. But I mean, if it's like, well, you give us, your late first, and we'll give you our early second, because that's what it would be with the Jets. Well, then, okay, then we can trade, and then we'll pay him. But are they going to want to franchise him? First of all, I mean, there's so many depths of this. Like, he's a free agent, right? Like
Breece Hall he's a free agent, but if they franchise tag him, they basically give him no choice.
But if they franchise him, that's not a tender thing. That's just you're franchised and you're ours. It's not like a second round restricted free agent thing. It's no, you're franchised. Now you're the average of the top, 5 running backs in the league is what you're getting paid. Do they really want to pay that for Breece Hall on a team that's going nowhere? That move does not scream, not that team ever does anything that makes sense. So I guess you're right. I would prefer in that case, if it was like a really close swap of picks, or like if it was a player, and let's say it had to be Riley Moss. Okay. What the hell are we doing with Jahdae Barron? And we don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but we got a first-round draft pick that's riding the bench, guys. I hate to tell you, if he's not on the field this fall, then that was a wasted first-round pick. So maybe they want Moss, and we send Moss, and we get Breece Hall, and we sign him to a contract. Maybe something like that. But would I prefer? No, I'd prefer to just sign a free agent running back, save that capital, save the players for something else, and because we still have to address our tight ends and our wide receiver one, which is where I think our biggest money should go this offseason, should be selling the farm to get a true number one wide receiver for that room. Even if I would trade a first round pick and a player to be named and whatever $100 million contract there is, because if you make Court your second wide receiver and Mims, Bryant, Franklin, whatever, your third and fourth, whatever that combo is, then you've got one of the best wide receiver rooms in the country all of a sudden, because that room's just missing a number one, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. I agree. I think the wide receiver room, I've always had an issue with continuing to retain Courtland Sutton for this exact reason. But it's one of those where we need a wide receiver one, but they're just so hard to come by, right? Like, if we have the opportunity, AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle, Justin Jefferson, I'm all for it. You
get him,
obviously.
Go get him.
Yeah. But if those guys aren't available, you just got to look at, okay, we hope we get a wide receiver one, but we need to get someone that can actually elevate the room, right? Like, there's a lot of free agents. If you want to take the trade market out of it, you got guys like Alec Pierce. George Pickens is going to get franchised, so he's not going to become available.
He could be available, according to reports. They could franchise him, and then they're asking for a second rounder.
Yeah.
So those reports are out there, and I've seen them repeated. So it's not dead in the water. Now Mark, I recognize that Pickens is a long shot, but if Pickens isn't the Broncos, if they're not going, he's one of our top two guys, let's run it up the tree and see what happens, then that's criminal. They should be doing that.
No,
because
for sure.
that does elevate the whole room, because it bumps everybody's responsibility. Like imagine Courtland Sutton as wide receiver 2. Where would he rank as wide receiver 2s in the league? Top 5.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a top 5 wide receiver 2. He's not a top 5 wide receiver 1. That's how you elevate that whole room. Like, you're talking about bringing in, if you bring in another a wide receiver in that's of the same sort of caliber and ability as Courtland Sutton, you've probably bettered the room, but you haven't really elevated that whole room, in my opinion. Like, you're still missing someone that, like, who do they have to double team out of that group?
No one. Yeah, no, exactly.
That's what I want.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I agree. I try to always look at it like, okay, what's realistic? Like, it's realistic we could get Pickens. I personally don't think Pickens would be worth what you would pay him if you didn't also have to trade as well. Like, the trade is just adding even more. But if you're saying you got to pay George Pickens $30 million a year, like, I don't think he's that good. Like, I'd rather trade for Waddle at that point. Okay. But I know what you mean. I mean, we're talking. It's all a matter of opinion. But I think that it would be nice to have a wide receiver one. It would have been really nice to have Courtland Sutton's contract not on the books this year. And I bet you if we didn't re-sign him last year in the offseason and we made him play on his final year of the deal this year, making that trade for Jalen Waddle would have been a lot easier. Yeah. Because then you're not worried about, oh my God, we're spending all this money on the wide receiver room. It's like, we're good. We're clear from Courtland after this year and we can move forward. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I feel like the Broncos are going to be really aggressive. I have a feeling they are going to make a trade for a big name player, probably trade that 30th pick. But, we'll see. We need to, we need to give Bo some guys, man. It's time. The Super Bowl window is wide open right now. It's time that we get some legitimate playmakers. Somebody asked me the other day,
well, what do you do in the off season? Like, what do you guys talk about? And it's like, dude, this is like one of the best. This is one of the best times to have a show because there's so much to cover and talk about and look forward to. Totally. Like, the games keep us so busy with, and as a fan, we love the season more. But as guys that do this, this is actually kind of where you earn your money because there's just so much going on. Chris says Denver problems are in the locker room. I don't know anything about problems in our locker room, and I think I would know. Mark, Jay Weaver, our guy, Orange and Blue Network. Tight ends usually take a while to develop, so putting our stock in a rookie next year scares the hell out of me. I'd rather keep Ingram and sign another vet while we have the money window we're in. Yeah, I like that take too. Now, if whatever his name is, if one of the, like, I don't know how strong this tight end group is in the draft, but if somebody falls to us, it wouldn't bother me. But yeah, I would rather keep Ingram, and I don't know what vets are out there. Mark, do you have any names of tight ends out there that make sense to you? If not.
Yeah, no, quite a bit. I made a video on this, actually. I think I put it yesterday or the day before with tight ends. So my favorite guy to sign that's available is Cade Otton from the Bucks.
Yeah.
And I like him a lot because he would complement Ingram well. So in these scenarios, like, you're going to be keeping Evan Ingram, you're just adding guys to the room. I love Cade Otton. I think he's a really good option. Isaiah Likely is another guy.
Isaiah Likely,
I think, is really good.
Favorite, and he sold me on it. So David and I were both kind of on the Likely thing. Now he's a pass catching weapon. So that means if you got Ingram and you've got Likely, then you're going to need if you're David, you're going to need Travis Kelce, which is the dope smokingest take I've ever heard in my life. But you're going to need Troutman. You're going to need somebody, as a blocking tight end if you have that group. Keith says, "Where'd the wife go?" So Keith, you missed that part. We have a golf course with a clubhouse. When you own it, you have to, somebody's got to go to work. So she works a lot of parties in the winter, and tonight is their Valentine's dinner. So she's serving Valentine's dinner to people instead of feeding me Valentine's dinner. But went out for sushi last night, so it's all good.
Nice,
we're good. I'll divorce her next year. I'll give her one more year. On Keogh, Broncos drafting tight end Caleb Lohner was a waste of pick. Not really. I mean, yes, it was, but it wasn't because it was like a 7th rounder, and those of us that saw that were like, yeah, whatever. All right, we'll see. We'll see. It was funny watching Mark. Do you remember last year when? God, I hope you weren't one of these, but I had a good time last year when we took Lohner, and I look him up and I'm like, okay, he's a basketball player. Okay, that's good. We like basketball players for tight ends, and it was like the guy had four catches for 4 touchdowns in his whole college career, and
awesome.
The next thing I know, every Broncos content creator was predicting him to be like our biggest red zone weapon, and he was going to go off for 12 touchdowns, and he was going to be unstoppable. And I was like, I've been around too long to fall for that crap. Loner will be a practice squatter. We may never see this guy. And then in the preseason, he comes out for 4 plays and is called for 4 penalties on 4 plays in a row. Like, he just is nowhere close to being ready. So, but I don't know that
he just learned how to put football pants on.
Yeah, he just learned how to like
within the calendar year.
Like,
that
how do these shoulder pads go on?
Yeah, I made the joke that like the Nuggets had so many damn injuries this year. I was like, dude, why did they just sign Caleb Loner off the Broncos practice squad? Like, at least get this guy to help Denver sports in some way. But yeah, it was most likely a wasted pick. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening with him. But
yeah,
I mean,
one of Sean's little pet projects. Big E comes in. I don't know why everybody's so high on George Pickens. Drama queen, nothing but a poor man's Cortland Sutton, 50-50 guy. I don't know if I agree with that. I know he's a bit of a drama queen. I don't have a problem with that in a Sean Payton, Bo Nix led locker room. But I didn't hear a lot out of Dallas on him this year about being a problem. Mark, do you have any thoughts on Big E? And it's good to see you, Big E. Good follow on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, good seeing you. I agree with the whole statement except for the poor man's Cortland Sutton part.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say he's just a 50-50 guy. Like, he's got crazy talent. His problem is he's got a lot of the issues that bother me, like with Jerry Jeudy, right? Like,
okay.
The effort, the lack of effort, the give up on plays. If it's a blowout, he'll kind of give up on it. Yeah, he'll complain and stuff about not getting the ball. That doesn't always bother me that much, but you see him giving up on routes so many times. And so it's just like, doesn't always rub me the right way. But I think he's a lot better than Cortland. I mean, it's not really saying much. But
I think so too. And here's what I'll say. If there's ever a place to be a diva that rewards being a diva, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. So that's literally the only team I know of that will reward someone for being a diva. Like, because
they sell tickets.
Like they sell tickets, and that's all Jones cares about. So you bring him into a team like this, I don't see the diva thing being a problem. I know Sean's not going to put up with people taking plays off. So, but that's such a long shot. We'll see. I think he's talking about Caleb Loner coming around. Dude's 6'7". Yeah. We'll see. Biggie, I got the I got
them watching me, maybe.
Every Sunday in Pittsburgh, he's a 50-50 guy. Oh, so when he was in Pittsburgh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm just so old now that I have a hard time judging these young guys too harshly. I think they can kind of grow up. We'll see. And honestly, it's such a long shot at this point. When and if we sign these guys, then we'll start breaking them down. But for right now, we can dream. Thoughts on Loner? You just heard.
I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. No, I wasn't talking about the whole offense.
Yeah, Pickens, no. L drama for sure. I got to get caught up on this chat, bro. Marky, you're so right. I'm anti. We like the room as well. All right, Jay. Look, man, I like the room too. The room's not complete. Okay.
I think what he means by it is
I know what he means.
Well, like the George Payton.
They never take anybody because they're always like, oh, we like our room. We like our room.
Yeah, we like the room. Yeah. Like they even asked George Payton about the trade rumors for Waddle. And he's like, yeah, we had those discussions. We're always going to have the discussions, but we like the room. He always said, like, we like the room. It's like, okay, well, maybe stop liking the room so much.
Yeah, maybe don't like the whole room. The room's still missing something. We like the room. Worst statement of all time. I thought the only one worse than that is it's harder to find a cornerback than it is to find a franchise quarterback. That was from our general.
Good point. Very good point. That was crazy.
That's probably a little worse.
It's like, really, dude? We have like 4 of them, so it wasn't that hard for us.
Yeah, it seemed too hard to find all these cornerbacks, and now we have an extra one just sitting there. I think our tight end was 31st. We do need help there, definitely. David Montgomery, when he was the number one back, cannot stay healthy. He's got to be in a committee when he's not the number one guy. I agree with that. I think we kind of already have that. Now, Mark said he's bigger, which helps. So he could, if he's a low dollar, again, he's older. If he's a depth, third down back or, get me 2 yard on 3rd and 1 kind of guy, that's fine. But yeah, we're definitely looking for what what do we call bell cow, workhorse. That's what we're looking for, guys. This team needs that. And again, Mark, assuming we don't land, this big wide receiver one, that just multiplies how important this running back, because then we really need to identify as a defensive running team. Like, play good defense, run the ball, shorten the game, let Bo Nix cook when he needs to, kind of thing. Now, the good news is Bo seems to get better as the games get tougher, but he does need help. And if he doesn't get it, we probably don't want him throwing it all over the place anyway. Like, I guess out of the two, if you had to fix one of these rooms, which one is problem number one? Running back or running back? Exactly. So, like, you have to, if you learned anything in the AFC Championship game, if you learned anything watching the Super Bowl, running the ball and stopping the run, playing good defense is like football 101. And then if you can add that sort of dynamic passing game to a team that can run the ball and like play good defense, then you can sit back and go, we'll be in the playoffs, and then we'll start playing good in the playoffs. It's like, like you literally,
and that's naturally going to make your pass catching rooms better too. I mean, because
because they have to stop the run, they have to load the box.
Yeah, because now teams were praying to God we'd run the ball against them. They would just double Cortland, play man across the board, and go at a light box and say, try to beat us that way, and it makes it a lot more difficult. But and the good news is that fixing the running back room is probably the easiest task compared to everything else. Like, inside linebacker would be tough. Getting a wide receiver one's tough. Fixing the tight end room completely would be really tough. But the running back room is really not. I mean, all you got to do is not this year. You sign one guy, you draft another dude, and you're off and running.
It's not like J.K. Dobbins was. I mean, we didn't pick him up until like late.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was June or when we got him, but it was late. And look at the difference he made. Like, it's just having a real NFL professional running back is what this team needs. And we didn't have that after JK went down. Bo Nix, yes. Michael Ronquillo, that is true. That's another factor in there. If Pickens did come here, like, if you saw Bo Nix get in Sean Payton's face, I've seen him get in wide receivers' faces. I've seen him get in linemen's faces. This is Bo's team now. He would have no problem keeping somebody straight. Iron PR 2717 says Chiefs Kingdom. And Bo Nix is done. Are you guys Broncos fans? I can't tell.
We got the vertical stream going, so this is where we get all the crazies. I love the vertical stream, but this is what happens usually.
I never use the vertical stream. Are you talking about the one with the phone thing?
Yeah, when you put that on, the comments get wild, man. You'll start getting fans of. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, honestly. Like, once you embrace it, it's fun.
No, I don't mind it. I love NFL fans, and it never bothers me at all. I won't put up the one about injuring players, though. Sorry there, Mr. Palad, whatever your name is. Regular Paul, I like signing Otten and Algier, then draft Mike Washington. Who's Sam Roush? Do you know?
I don't know if regular Paul follows my channel, but it seems like he does, because yes, dude, those are all my guys. I agree with you. I love Sam Roush. I love Mike Washington.
So tell me about Sam Roush. I love
Tyler Algier.
Who's Sam Roush?
Sam Roush is the tight end for Stanford.
Okay.
And he's like, dude, watching Stanford's tape, it made me want to like pull my eyeballs out. It's such a boring offense. Their quarterback is horrible. But Sam Roush is a fun prospect because he's I think day one, a really good NFL blocking tight end, but he's got a lot of upside as a pass catcher too. He's actually the nephew of Merlin Olsen, the Hall of Famer in the NFL. He's got a pretty crazy family background, like family athletic tree, but he's a really fun player. Like he's the kind of tight end that he's not going to blow you away, at least early in his career, but he fits exactly what Sean Payton would like, at least in a rookie tight end, to play a lot. So he'd be pretty damn good. But
I used to work
would be awesome.
I used to work for Merlin Olsen and his brother.
Really?
Yep.
There you go.
I'm so old. God, I almost forgot all about that. Okay. Wait a minute. I got to go back to this. So, regular Paul. This would be literally, if this happened, I would, you, me, Kodiak, and Dave, we would all just drive and meet in Denver and high five, do a shot of Crown, and then drive home. Like, this would be just fine with me. Like, I would be super happy with this. Like, this would be no problem. I want to congratulate you on that, for that one. And thank you for coming in. A Ronquillo tight end, Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt University. Big guy, blocker, or is he a receiving tight end? Do you know?
No, he's not going to give you anything as a blocker.
Okay. So he's another weapon guy.
Yeah, he'd be fun. I just don't see a scenario where Sean Payton drafts him. But I love Eli Stowers. I like Vandy as a whole. He's a former quarterback too. So he lost out in the quarterback competition to his quarterback now, Diego Pavia, and then all he did was dominate. He's just a really big wide receiver. That's really good.
Is this the year that we sign a tight end / halfback / quarterback / wide receiver / running back from the Saints? Is
Taysom Hill?
How old is Taysom Hill now? He's got to be
Taysom Hill's 35.
Now you're putting him in the Hall of Fame from what I saw briefly the other day.
Oh, you did see that? Yeah.
I clipped it.
I knew that was going to get taken out of context. No, I clipped it. Hey, let's roll with it. I like it.
I've got her in the hopper for when I need it. But I thought that was funny. But the fun part about it is that you could almost have that conversation 10 years from now, and look back and go, I mean, he's got these numbers from all these different positions. Like, he's kind of good at everything he does. Are you looking up what his status is, or do we even know? Like, is it Taysom Hill time in Denver? Is that
he's a free agent.
He is a free agent. Okay, so this could happen.
He's a free agent. You know, Sean Payton is 35.
Oh my God!
But he was 20. He was a 28 or 27 or 28-year-old rookie. He did one of those mission trips.
Oh, okay.
He was drafted in the same class as David Njoku, I believe. So that's why he's a little bit older.
I'm not as high on Njoku as others, but that's another conversation. We'll see what happens there. Taysom Hill's going to be a fun conversation if and when that happens. Pat Shermer once said they practice showing incompletions. That's true. He did. I think that was Russell Wilson, right? Throwing the ball away or something. And they said they were practicing throwing those. It's Brees Hall, Jody, Hashburger 6575. The name is Brees, BREECE, I believe. And yes, we won him. We won him a lot. Michael Ronquillo, thoughts on Kyle Pitts? You know what? He's been up and down. He's kind of a Superman year, but I don't know at this point what he offers, how much he would cost over what Evan Ingram. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it really just goes back to, are we going to use tight ends or not? If we're not going to use them, then don't bother. If you're going to use them, then go get some great ones. Marky, any thoughts on Kyle Pitts? I know he had a good season, kind of like a late breakout season.
Yeah, no, he was a beast this year. But again, it's similar to the Eli Stowers. I like Michael Ronquillo's thinking, because he's like me in a sense of, like, I just like those mismatch nightmares, and I don't want you to block. I want you to go out there and eat. But again, I try to always look at it through the lens of, what we know about this coaching staff and front office, I just don't think Kyle Pitts is somebody that the Broncos would want. But he's damn good. I mean, he had a really, really good year this year. So he'll probably be the highest paid tight end. Actually, I'm almost certain he will be this offseason.
Now, just when you think it couldn't get worse for your team, Nathaniel Hackett has been named the offensive coordinator under Mike LaFleur there in Arizona. I don't know who's going to be playing quarterback in Arizona this year, but they've got a new hotshot offensive coordinator. Should go well for him, Mark. What are your thoughts on
how funny would it be if they signed Russ?
Russ?
They signed Russell Wilson. Like, he's familiar with Hackett's system.
Available.
We think he's still got some juice left, and they'll be able to try to sell that. Yeah, I mean, it's a joke that he's even getting jobs still, but hey, man, good for him. Made a lot of money.
It's not that he was a bad guy. He was just an awful head coach. So
he's a great person.
You always have to remember that. It's always hard to do. We love to hate on these guys, but it'll be interesting to see Aaron Rodgers at 45 years old or whatever he's going to be. Is he coming back to Pittsburgh and playing again, or do we know yet? Has there been word on that? Because it'd be interesting to see if where Russ and Aaron go this year. I think David said that Aaron Rodgers is going to end up going to the Vikings just to complete the cycle.
Oh yeah, no, that would be funny.
Probably would still have to hit the Jets though to hit everybody that Brett Favre did. Did he hit the Jets?
Remember?
Okay, that's right.
Aaron Rodgers
he just needs the Vikings to outdo Favre. So
yeah, I heard a lot of reports that he's leaning to going back to the Steelers because of McCarthy, because they coached. I think it's either like he goes back to the Steelers or he retires. I don't think that there's any chance
he go anywhere else.
No,
I agree with that. If can't land if can't land Hall at running back, then we got to go with running back by committee. Algiers from Atlanta and J.K. Dobbins would be perfect. That would be an okay matchup for me because, similar skill sets. Algiers actually, I'm a little higher on Algiers maybe than some. Like I have faith that he could do pretty well in Denver, and I know that J.K. Dobbins is already a perfect fit. We just can't stay healthy, so we can agree on that. I kind of like that.
Just Travis Etienne
this dude
too,
sounds
man.
like his wife's sister was found with dad again. Get out of here, Chiefs loser. Okay. Don't worry about the Chiefs fans in the chat. They don't bother us one bit, man.
Don't take the bait.
Now I can promise you I've never gone into another team's stream and trolled them because I just have better things to do. But I get it why people do. They're bored and maybe the Chiefs aren't streaming. It's like, well, I guess I'll just go hassle some. But guess what? We get paid, well, like by the view. So like get in there, Chiefs fans. Thank you for your 2.5 cents or whatever it was. So, all right. What else I got? I thought this was interesting. Now, Marky, you have great hair. This is the
you have great hair, Mike. You always talk about being old and joking about being old, but you've got young man's hair.
I am old. After sifting through nearly a century of data, we actually took the time. The Tennessee Titans will enter the 2026 season with the single baldest coaching staff in the history of the NFL. That's an amazing tweet by QB Gami.
Do you hear what I don't know if it was. I follow this guy, Tic Tac Titans. He's a really good guy. I got on the show for the week 1 preview, and so I follow him. And I don't know if it was him that created it or if it was like among Titans fans, but they made a new logo because of this. Oh. And what they did was, the Titans logo, how it has that little flame thing at the end. It looks like hair. They just removed it. This was awesome. Honestly, the logo looks really cool, but yeah, they were making a bunch of these where it's just the T with the stars and doesn't have the hair to represent the coaching staff, which is awesome.
Really I believe it. I want to bring up how you doing on time? You good?
Yeah, I got a few more minutes.
All right. Here we go. Guys, this is a whole show in itself. We're going to break the Mile High Monster record for longest show I've ever done, which was with D-Mac from Altitude Radio, and I believe it was Ben from Sports Talk Denver. Two of my favorite guys. I try not to say that about everybody, but maybe I do.
D-Mac's awesome, man.
I think we had D-Mac. It's funny because before we started the show, he's like, "Hey, how long is this show going to be?" And I said, "I don't know. We do 45 minutes or an hour at the most." And he goes, "Okay, I just want to make sure I got stuff." And then he wouldn't shut up, and we went on like an hour and 24 minutes. So we're definitely breaking that record tonight. Here are the top 100 free agents in the chat. Call them out. The 100th first. Here's our first one that has any interest. At 100 is a gentleman by the name of Von Miller. He's age 36. He led the Commanders with 9 sacks. Mark, scale of 1 to 10, how interested are we in bringing in Von Miller to add to our edge room?
Oh man, I love Vaughn so much, dude. I think I don't know. It might not be the right time, but I do want to see him in a Bronco jersey for one more season. I really do.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? He said he would come off the bench. He said, I just want to be on the team.
You have to.
I would sit on the bench and just come out for a few plays when you need me. I don't know if we have that kind of room on our roster, but you know what? If I woke up tomorrow morning and they said, we signed Von Miller to a 1-year contract for
and anybody in Broncos country that says they would not like that, if they heard that, is lying. I would be thrilled. That would be so awesome.
I mean, I know that there's going to be people out there people that we know that we do shows with, not our core group, but like other guys that would be like, man, this is team building. We can't be emotional like that. We don't need him. It's not the right thing. But no. If I woke up, I'd be like, hey, Von's back. I go whip out a Von Miller jersey. I'd be wearing it on the show. I'd be all in. Come in and play whenever you want. Let's run down this list. Now, here's one for you. I think this one's fascinating. We talked about Stiddy being gone. Joe Flacco, is he still in his prime, or do we know?
I think so. I think John Elway did tweet that yesterday, saying he still thinks Joe Flacco's in his prime. So this might be the answer. This might be the answer. If we Joe Flacco in the championship game, I don't know. It'd probably be better than what Stiddy put forward.
I was going to ask you, do we win the AFC championship game with Joe Flacco over Stiddy? I don't know. 41 years old.
I mean,
no.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now, here's an actual one. This would be what do we do with this guy? Why is he here? Someone would have to, he would not elevate the room. Christian Kirk, though, 29 years old, wide receiver for the Texans. They've got Alec Pierce. If Alec Pierce is gone, they're probably going to have to pay Christian Kirk to stay even at 29. What do you think? Any thoughts on Christian Kirk? Are we still in the too crazy area?
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I don't think he makes any sense for us.
Not for the Broncos. Tyler Algier, here's our guy. Here's one of our targets, guys. 25 years old. So Bijan Robinson has been getting the lion's share of the carries. So he is definitely one that we have our eyes on. He's listed as the 96th. So they've got him pretty low. So that, Broncos country, is what we call good news. Because if they're thinking that way, they're predicting he signs with the Bucs, but that means
that actually make a lot of sense. But
now whoever wrote this, and I don't care who wrote it, because I understand how the business works. They get their information, just so you know, scoops, reporter scoops. If you want to know where 99% of the scoops come from, it's from players' agents. So there's always an agenda. So whoever wrote this, Tyler Algier's agent is definitely not one of his sources of information. So he just threw him in here. Sante Samuel, like it's ship. We don't really know. We're not going to talk about defense tonight. We'll save that. Although we do have a problem at inside linebacker. Quincy Williams, 29 years old. Is he just a wash for Singleton at this point, or is he better?
I wouldn't say he's a wash. Yeah, I mean, but I wouldn't say he's better.
It's not a major upgrade.
No, it's not an upgrade. I think that there's a lot better options at linebacker.
I like this one. Jake Browning showed some promise in the games we saw him in. Honestly, if it's between Jake Browning and Stidham, I just keep Stidham myself. We got some safeties here. He's just putting all the safeties down here at the bottom. Najee Harris, running back, Chargers. Now, we didn't want him last year. Now he's free again. We still don't want him this year. Mark, he just re-signs with the Chargers, probably backup running back, second string or whatever. Thoughts on that? He torn Achilles.
That's all fine. I honestly forgot about Najee. Poor guy.
I know. That's probably a good thing. I honestly forgot that the Chargers even existed. Keenan Allen, listed at number 81 on the top 100 wide receiver for the Chargers. I've seen that name thrown around a little bit. He's 33. He's a possession receiver at this point. We already have that. Any interest in a Keenan Allen signing of any sort?
No.
Okay.
Just because I've always hated him. I know like he always talks a lot of crap about the Broncos.
That's a personal thing.
Well, it kind of, I mean, obviously not personal, but like he's had a great history about like, playing well against us, but he's talked a lot of crap about the Broncos, which is totally fine. But it's like, I don't even know if he'd want to sign here. And I wouldn't want him. I mean, just trashing the Broncos your whole career. So, but he doesn't help us really in any way.
Yeah. Cam Jordan, 36, big name. He'll just re-sign with the Saints. We're looking for a defensive tackle or a nose tackle probably with PFM. Is he gone for sure? Or is this all banter? Like, this isn't a done deal yet, right? Has the team said they're not bringing him back? No. I haven't heard that. I think he's looking for big money, and rightfully so. But he'll test the free agent market. We'll see what happens. I would not give up on PFM quite yet. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't. I think he's just going to get a lot of. Yeah. I think he's going to get a lot of money, which he should. He deserves it. Yeah, he does. He deserves it. He's been awesome. And
here's Cade. We talked about him. He's only 26 years old. They've got him going to the Jags. He's going to have to pay $8 million. That's random.
No, I guess Liam
he played for him before. So, but he's a name to keep an eye on. He's definitely one we've got our eyes on. Diggs, Mariota would be a good backup.
So that's a backup quarterback, legitimate.
That's a good backup. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota's a really good backup.
Into. Yeah, he's a player. He plays well when he plays. He was a miracle blocked 2-point conversion from number 15. Help me.
Benito from beating us. Yeah.
Like, how close was that? And I got a lot of pushback when I said that the guy was wide open. In the NFL, he was wide open for a 2-point conversion. Yeah. So he saved us that game. It's one of the biggest plays of the year right there. Oh, well, now here's a backup quarterback. Russell Wilson at number 71. I have to read this to you guys. Wilson, 37, has fallen hard over the last 3 years, going from a $40 million starter in Denver to barely playing on a bad Giants team. He went 0-3 as a New York starter after making $10 million. He might draw half that. His best scenario is likely a bridge starter. I don't know where he goes. They've got him going to the Chiefs.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Now, imagine he goes to the Chiefs, Mark. Now, Patrick Mahomes is coming off an ACL, LCL, both, or LCL, like the bad one. Mm-hmm. So that's a 9-month recovery. Unless he, comes back early with the miracle, healing that they can do with these guys. Like, can you imagine, like, they have to wait until game, week 3 to start him, so they march Russell Wilson out there? Do you think the NFL doesn't schedule the Broncos and the Chiefs? Can you imagine the Chiefs and the Broncos with Russell Wilson starting? How sweet would that be? Oh, my God.
I think that's going to be the opening game anyways.
The Chiefs and the Broncos?
For the Broncos, yeah. For our week one opponent. I read something there. There was like always a cycle that happens, and I think that's what it's
like they
maybe
might
going to
be
be drawn
one.
up for. Yeah, we'll see.
Like they're going to want to start us off in the division with a division rival, and it would be the Chiefs' turn. Is that what you're saying? And probably be in Denver.
Yeah, like they almost like rotated, and then a team doesn't get like for 2 years they don't open the season up against a division opponent. I think is how it works.
Oh, okay.
And so we're scheduled to get back on, and so are the Chiefs, I think, but obviously don't quote me on that.
Could be that or the Patriots would be interesting too. We got some edge, some more save. A lot of so they've got J.K. Dobbins at 67. So their prediction is that he resigns with the Broncos. We'll see how that works out. You know what? We're actually going to get through this, guys. We're going to get through this whole 100. Nobody's commenting, so they're just listening to us. I see the numbers of all the people. All you guys are watching. You're not commenting, so you don't get to play. I'm not seeing anything interesting. I'm actually seeing these guards though. Ben Powers. Do you?
Oh, who's projected? Caden Ellis is projected with the Broncos.
So Caden Ellis, 30 years old, 19.5 sacks last 4 years. Last 3. Mm-hmm.
This is Jonah Ellis's brother. That would be cool.
So a brothers playing. I kind of wish his brother could play inside linebacker instead of outside linebacker, because I think I like to have him on the field a lot more. Not this one,
Jonah
Ellis.
Jonah, yeah,
because he looks good on the field, and I just, it's crazy to me, and I hate when they take players and try and move them, because it is hard to move players. They've been playing a position their whole life, but gosh, when he's on the field, he just seems like he makes impact, like he makes plays. And I just thought if you could move him to inside linebacker, or if you could play that position, God, that would be so sweet. But I don't know, maybe Caden Ellis. That's interesting. We'll have to make a note of that and see how that happens.
Go up 1 to 66. That's a guy to keep. That's a guy to keep your eye out for the Broncos as a legitimate, really good upgrade in the linebacker room, in my opinion. Yeah, he's a young player, an absolute freak athlete. I know it's RAS score season, right? The relative athletic score, and he was a 9.99 out of 10. But he's been a really solid player. He also broke our hearts a couple times, but.
Yeah, they've got him re-signing with the Chiefs. I'll believe anybody re-signing with the Chiefs when I see it. They've got I think they've got some cap issues and some money issues over there. They'll have to do a lot of restructuring. They'll figure it out. They always do. Oh, but I was going to ask you, with all these guards, Ben Powers, do you see Ben coming back, or do you see him being cut and saving the $8 million or whatever it is?
Yeah, I see him being cut. I do. I'd be fine if they kept him, but I think it makes too much sense to move on from him, get younger there.
Yeah, with Belk behind him, and didn't seem like we missed a beat when Powers was gone. It looks like we may have seen the last of Ben Powers. Now, if they use that money to go out and get some of these weapons for Bo that we're hoping for, then yeah, I'm all for it. I do like Ben Powers, but let's be honest, we need weapons on this team. Big E's back. Russell Wilson would fake another injury like he did in Pittsburgh, so he wouldn't have to be the starter. It's so funny. Poucho did good enough to take Ben's spot. Yeah, absolutely. I had no problems with Belk. I don't know who we'd have behind that for depth, but they'd figure that part out. Let's see. No. Now, Levante David was a name about 5 or 6 years ago that would have been interesting, but he's 36 years old now. Probably should be calling it quiet. Prediction retires. Okay, it says that right there. So never mind. I've just wasted your time.
Nice.
Demario Davis, 37 years old. Bobby Wagner's 35. This is all the geriatric sort of linebacker area, but linebacker is an issue. Mark, we're going to be talking about this all off season. Sternad free agent. Singleton, free agent. Greenlaw, can't speak Spanish, can't stay on the field. Those aren't my words; those were his. It was like learning to speak Spanish. We need at least 2 linebackers, probably. So, I mean, these are conversations we're going to have. I don't know if we want is this the year where we draft a linebacker to start?
Well, I mean, if they can speak Spanish, sure. If it's that hard of a defense to get down for a vet like Greenlaw, it's hard to think that a rookie's going to play a lot. I'd love it. I think it's a really, really good linebacker class in the draft. But I mean,
I've been asking for him to draft a linebacker for the last 2 years, and then they went out and signed Greenlaw, and I was like, okay, well, I'm happy now. But now I'm back to now we need to draft somebody. David says Demario Davis still has it. LOL. So
does Bobby Wagner. I mean, those guys
Wagner still has it.
They're good, but maybe for a year or 2 max.
Well, we need something in there because whatever we got is leaving, and Rico Dowdle. He's another name that's being thrown around as a possibility to us. Don't have a problem with this one. 2,000-yard seasons back to back.
I wanted him last year, Mike, really badly, and I got absolutely hounded in the chat, in the comments. People were like, Rico Dowdle is your solution for the Broncos running back, and I was like, well, look who's laughing now. He would have looked pretty damn good last year for us.
He would have. That's the thing. Like, every signing, and I'm guilty of it too. Like, but not that guilty. Like, I want Breece Hall. Okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we sign Rico and I'm like, oh, it's a complete failure. We just, the season's over. I'm not that, but yeah, I mean, Rico's definitely one that would be like, okay, that's a good signing. Now what's plan B?
Mm-hmm.
Still need a plan B.
Definitely.
Draymond Jones is a familiar name I've probably heard of. Not coming back. I've heard Goddard thrown around a little bit. 31 years old, but they've got him going back with the Eagles. But we'll see. He's a name I've seen thrown at the Broncos. Now Devin Bush, linebacker.
That's my guy. That's my number 1 linebacker target. Yeah.
Okay. Now he's a free agent. They're not predicting that he goes back to Cleveland. So this is a guy that's an actual possibility. The Devin Lloyd talk is kind of crazy talk to me because that guy's going to demand somebody's going to overpay him, and we've got other needs. But this guy, I'm with you. Devin Bush. Sell Broncos country on Devin Bush.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's still young. Obviously, he's 27. Now, it takes – you see a lot of the times it takes linebackers a few years to get acclimated. He was the 10th overall pick. There was a lot of people thought the Broncos were going to draft him, and then they traded with Pittsburgh that draft. They got Fant. He kind of struggled in the first few years of his career. I mean, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great either. But he really popped off in a couple years in Cleveland. The reason that I'm really high on him is because he's not going to break the bank. Like, they're saying $12 million a year, that would make sense. The guarantees really matters. But the fact that he's still young and he played in an offense, a defense in Cleveland with Jim Schwartz, very similar to Vance Joseph. So I think he's really just starting to hit his ceiling and what he could do. I think he's a big time playmaker. I think he'd be awesome here. He'd be a massive upgrade in the linebacker group for sure.
He's coming from a Cleveland Browns team that just fired their head coach. Right. This is.
I mean, they're a hell of a defense. I mean, look at the 125 tackles, 3 picks, 2 return for touchdowns, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He really popped off.
All that popping off on a really bad team. I like this where it says Pro Football Focus, for whatever that's worth to whoever's listening. Has him as the number 8th overall free agent in this free agent draft class. So that says something too. So yeah, he would be my target number one for inside linebacker position as well. It's nice to see him in the top 50 there. Clay Campbell. Oh my God. Can you guys watching tell that this is the first I've looked at this? I'm as shocked as some of you are that these people are ranked so high. Wan'Dale Robinson's an interesting name. Now, this one would not bother me. What are your thoughts on Wan'Dale?
I think he actually elevates the room. Is he going to be a wide receiver one? No. But in a case that you're not going to find a wide receiver one, which again I said is really difficult, this guy is damn good. I think he'd be the best wide receiver on the Broncos immediately. Slot guy, gets open, and he could at least help offset your horrendous tight end room and just get you production across the middle of the field, short intermediate routes. Mm-hmm. I think Wan'Dale is a really, really good player. And so I would love to have Wan'Dale here. I think he would actually add a different dynamic that we don't currently have with this roster.
Because he can actually catch the ball.
He can catch the ball. He can get open consistently across the middle. Yeah. I mean,
I would be a big fan of this signing. They've got him going back to the Titans. Oh no, they've gone signing to the Titans. But that's a wag, which is a wild ass guess. So yeah, that would be an interesting one for us. Let's see. Stop me if you see anything that there's. All right, Javonte Williams. By the way, Wan'Dale, 3 drops on 131 targets. We haven't seen anything like that in a Broncos uniform. I can't remember the last time we saw anything like that in a Broncos uniform. That would take a long time. It's funny that David is still watching this. Like, what the hell are you doing that you're still watching this? Like, I don't understand any of this. Like, I don't know why your little face hasn't popped up and you haven't just come on if you're just going to sit there and spout off. He probably just does that and then goes back into the other room and hangs out with his wife. He's unpacking. That's right. Just moved. Congratulations to David on the new place. Javonte Williams, for those of you who remember, was our running back for the Broncos and looked really good until he blew his knee out. And then came back, did not look very good, but had a great season. Looked really good last year for the Cowboys. The problem is that it was a bitter breakup with the Broncos. So I don't think that even if the Broncos wanted Javonte Williams back, I don't think he would come back. I feel like he felt like he was wronged by the Broncos. And I don't feel that he was. I just feel like he didn't perform. Yeah. They didn't know if he was.
They got him signing with Hackett. Nice.
They what?
They got him signing with Hackett and reuniting with Hackett.
It's all going to work out. It's going to go to the Cardinals, and he'll be back with Hackett. David Njoku. A lot of talk about David Njoku in our circles. I'm not in on this guy. Doesn't he have a knee for one thing? And also, is he that much better than what we have? I feel like somebody's going to pay him money. And I don't think it's going to be the Broncos.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be the Broncos either, but I think he's a significant upgrade in our tight end room. But yeah, I mean, he does have like a lingering knee problem. Like, he doesn't really miss time. He's kind of been on the descend over the last few years, but I mean, I'm at the point with our tight end room, Mike, where I don't care who
just
we bring in. I just feel, try to just do something different than what we've been doing at this point. All right. But he'd be a really good fit too.
And I'm going to get you out of here in a couple minutes here, buddy. First, I want to ask you about Deebo Samuel. Yes or no?
No.
John Franklin Myers. Yes or no?
I'd love to have him back, but I don't think so.
You don't think it's going to happen? Yeah.
No.
Anything on Nakobe Dean's 25 years old? He's been having injuries. Anything on him?
The injury history is pretty bad. He's a really good player. When he does play, a little undersized. It wouldn't surprise me if the Broncos tried to make a move for him too, though.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably like him, but I think Nakobe Dean would be really good too. I mean, he'd be an upgrade from what we've had. The cost would be the big thing for him, but.
Agreed. Isaiah Likely, one of our big targets, I think. They've got him going to the Browns. Whatever. 25 years old, though. little drop off, it says, but yeah, the Baltimore did opt to extend Mark Andrews. So, likely he's going to be available. I think he's going to end up going. He might be going to see Harbaugh somewhere. One of the Harbaughs.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be coming to the Broncos, but we'll see how that all goes. We're getting down into this. No. It's funny. These people are at the top.
They got Bosa that high. Jesus, that's crazy.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
30 years old, hasn't done anything in a while. Romeo Dobbs, wide receiver, 25.
Yep.
Wouldn't mind that one. He'd be another one that would make the room better.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I like him too. I think he's really good.
Khalil Mack, like probably the wrong room for us. I don't know. Travis Etienne.
Yeah. I think he's the most likely running back the Broncos will sign. Is Travis Etienne.
I think he might be right because they've got him going to the Saints, which is just another whatever. I like Travis Etienne. Now, I have to admit I'm a highlight watcher when it comes to other teams because I don't have that kind of time in my life to, I'll study him the minute he signs, if he signs. But when I watch his highlights, I don't see anybody in a Broncos uniform moving the way he moves with the size he is. So would not have a problem with that. We talked about Kyle Pitts. Not really in on Juwan Jennings. Rashid Shaheed. I think he goes back to the Seahawks. Okay, Mike Evans is one that people are throwing around. Any thoughts on Mike Evans?
I know David's smiling right now. This is a polarizing one. I think he'd be fun to have. I think he's better than Sutton is right now currently. But again, it's like, are we going to roll out Evans and Sutton and Pat Bryant, like three big receivers? It's intriguing.
Like three possession receivers.
So I don't know how ultimately it would work, but I think he can still make plays. He's phenomenal. He's one of the best to do it in my generation for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're going to top 10. Here we go. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is the number 12.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. Okay.
Honestly, if I had known that before this, Mike, I'd have said, don't even bother going through this list.
Yeah, that's why this is so fun. So Breece Hall at number 11. We talked about him. He's RB1. Let's go get him. Malik Willis. That's going to be fun to watch to see where he goes. They've got him going to the Dolphins.
That could make sense.
Well, we saw.
I think he's a good player.
Yeah, we saw some good things from him. So Alec Pierce to the Bills would be not what we want. They don't have him going back to the Colts. See, wide receiver, he's top 3 for you though, right? For his free agents.
Yeah, I think he's really good, man. I think he's severely underrated. And if he went to the Bills, he'd have a massive year if they actually used him. But he's a freak. Much better athlete than George Pickens. People don't realize that. But he's bigger, faster, stronger, all that.
Well, let's get him. I like what I saw from him. Again, when I saw the name coming out, I went and, basically just went, let me see all his highlights. And I was like, well, we don't have anybody that does that on a consistent basis. So that would be really cool. Henderson, here's Devin Lloyd. This is the one I'm against just because of what it's going to cost. They've got him going back to the Jags anyway. We'll see. Daniel Jones, George Pickens, the number 1 free agent in the land, 24 years old. Be kind of crazy to grab the number 1, even if it is. He's going to get the franchise tag from the Cowboys, and we'll see what happens. Mark, that was a pretty fun little exercise there. I don't know how accurate the top 100 was, but for not having any sort of plan, that was kind of fun. We should we'll have to check the next time we get the few of us on. I'll get a few of these ready for us, and we'll go down and maybe we'll get maybe we'll get all 5 of us on, and I'll run down, and the 4 you guys can fight over which ones we pick, and I'll grade. I'll put you on 2 different sides, see who had the best free agency draft. But you get out of here. you get out of here. I'll get everybody taken care of in the chat, and then yeah, I guess I'll go in and face the rest of my evening alone. I'll put on like the Matrix or
sorry, Mike. I wish we had more. I wish we had more wives.
I wish we had more
that left their husbands on Valentine's Day like we had. We'd have like 10 people on the stream.
I know, like it's funny. I have I think I had people in here actually concerned about me. Like I literally have the best wife in the world who just is out there working her ass off right now tonight. So thanks to her that I even have all this cool stuff. And Mark, I'll catch up with you this week sometime. And David and I will be on Thursday. Maybe I don't know what you have on Thursdays, but I'll be in touch with you because I think the next 4 weeks we're going to try and do guests. So maybe we can get you on Thursday if you're not doing anything at 5:30.
I'm not doing much, man. All right. Appreciate you having me. It was fun. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Everyone in the chat. You guys are dope. Sports, at Marcky Sports. I'll be in the. I'll put him down in the description if you don't know who he is. I'm sure most people watching are probably already watching you anyway, but I'll make sure. And Marky, thanks for coming in, brother. We'll talk to you real soon.
Yes, sir. All right. Talk to you later.
Later. All right. That's Marky from Marcky Sports. He is a guy. All right. Where are we at? Let me back up here in the chat. That 100 top 100 list was kind of wacky, I thought, to be honest with you. But they did have George Pickens #1, which makes sense, I think, to all of us. It would be odd, wouldn't it, for the Broncos to go out and actually get the top guy and the 100th guy? Because if you were watching, you would remember that the 100th guy was Von Miller. So that would be crazy. Cody Cheppa. Pookie isn't coming home. No, he's not coming home. I forgot where they said he was going. But, was it? That doesn't matter because it's not coming here, right? Big E. Android. Jonathan Cooper and what does that mean? Android, Jonathan Cooper, and start the little brother Ellis. Man, I'm not cool enough to understand code, like what that means. I don't know what you're trying to say. But I do want to see Ellis on the field more. I think we all saw that. Like he's just a playmaker. So man, the more I see him, I really do wish he could play inside linebacker. Here we go. I hate talk tech. Trade Jonathan Cooper. I said that on my show last week. I thought Jonathan Cooper would be good trade bait. I think there's probably a market for him, and as much as I love him, it's kind of overkill. And like, I wouldn't care if they traded Jahdae Barron either, if the player was worth it. They have anyone signing for the Broncos? I think they had one person. Why would you sign Likely if you have Fant? Shut up, David. I don't think he's the best running block tight end in free agency. Keelan, that's true. My problem is that I get behind the chat and then I don't have context. I think they did sign somebody. Didn't they sign somebody? Or did we just sign him? Okay. So when David said what he was talking about Marky. And happy Valentine's Day, Broncos country from Brett Hilbers. And then one to me. Thank you. And to you and Emma as well. Brett, you are the best. I think he means trade. Yes. God, I'm so far behind. And then he makes fun of me because he knows that David and I do a show together and he knows that I never keep up with the chat. So whatever the chat is saying is probably what I was talking about like 4 minutes ago. And then I don't know what the hell I was talking about 4 minutes ago. All right. I've got a few. Now I do like to do this occasionally while I'm here. Let's see if the screen will work. That doesn't work. I mean, it kind of works if you don't want to see my face, which actually isn't awful. Let's try this one. DNVR put out the consensus 2026 mock draft. So they have us taking a linebacker in the first round. So what they do is they go out and they check out everybody else's mock drafts and then kind of take an average. And so it looks like a lot of the quote unquote experts have us taking a linebacker finally. And I've been clamoring for that for a long time. It's too bad that Sternad, Sanders, these guys haven't worked out. Injuries, football's a rough sport. And now Sternad is a free agent, and Singleton's a free agent. Singleton's looking for money, and he might get it because he's got good numbers. And somebody's going to want to pay him, and probably going to want to pay him more than Sean Payton and George Payton are going to want to pay him. This from Mario. A lot of people clamoring for Breece Hall. A lot of you for Tyler Algier, and he says both. And we kind of covered that earlier. Why not? Now those two, Breece Hall is going to be big money. Tyler Algier will be some. I don't see the team doing that. Both would be great, though. I think it would be more of a JK, and one of those guys is probably more realistic to happen. But we'll see. Devin Lloyd. So these are just bookmarks. When I bookmark stuff, guys, this is for the nights where my wife abandons me to go to work. So this is where this is the point of the show where we're probably losing. Well, not too bad. Still got a bunch of viewers. Devin Lloyd did make a big jump, but so he's going to get paid like a superstar. And unfortunately, the defense, we've spent so much money on this defense already. It's like, I just can't imagine having had like the highest paid inside linebacker in the league. I just don't see that happening for the Broncos. If they do that, if the Broncos make that move, then expect a big running back move, because then they are going to go to the, play the run the ball, stop the run. They're going to go to that format, and you're going to look at trying to win games 20-17 all year. When I grew up in the Elway era, and I like to score points. I like to blow them out. I like to win blowouts. My heart can't take these one-score games. I thought that was a good tweet, trying to make you forget that you witnessed Bo Nix outplay Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in some of the biggest games of the season. Don't let them. We know what we saw. It is kind of funny how, and I've talked about this before too, as you guys know, it's always once the media, once your friends, once a show or anyone comes out and they make their statement on what they think of a player. Once they've done that, they find it so hard to let go and to say, hey, maybe I was wrong about this guy. This guy's pretty good. And I've seen a few people do it out there. But I also saw Mina Kimes put Bo as the fourth quarterback in that draft. And that's craziness. Friend of the show, Dak, says that we should climb up the draft for Sadiq. So this would be, I'm assuming he just is all in on the tight end position, right? I know I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. Again, just because of the way we don't seem to use tight ends on the Broncos, I'm not sure about that one. Wow, guys, all you guys tuning in, going on 2 hours. Thank you so much. I see all you guys up there. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you guys back. It's going to be a great off season on the channel. We have an amazing lineup of guests coming on that you're not going to want to miss, because when they come on this show, you get to see them put in the position of having to answer the questions instead of ask the questions, and it's a ton of fun. That series is called Mic'd Up, and we'll be starting that here in a few weeks. Here's what we were just talking about. So here's your 2024 draft class. What are we even talking about here, guys? Like Caleb Williams. And look, I love football. I love greatness. I love watching good football players. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix. I like all four of them. Now, I hate Drake May because he's a Patriot. And I will hate Caleb Williams whenever we play him and Jaden Daniels whenever we play them. But I don't really, because I don't know. I don't have that kind of time or hate in my life. But Bo Nix is our quarterback, first of all. Also, he's 24-10, which is 6 more wins than anybody else has had. And that's with Drake May, going to the Super Bowl, which is unfortunate and a whole nother story. 84, 95, almost 8,500 yards, 64 total touchdowns. Now, a little, he had 11 interceptions this year, 12 last year. So he's a bit of a slinger. He slings it, but that's what we like here in Denver. We don't mind. When you're going 14-3, you sling it around the yard a little bit. You're not going to hear me complain. Sean's not complaining. How are we still arguing about Bo Nix being the 4th best quarterback in that league, in that draft? It's because of preconceived notions. It's because of what they already said. They already said it, and now they're standing by it, and that's just what they do. David, Big E uses voice to text a lot. Big E, don't worry about David. David's just sad because you're watching my show for the first time. And even though I've been following you on Twitter for years, he finally graced my presence. And he's sad about it. He feels like he lost one. Anthony, Broncos really messed things up this season. I don't know how they did that. Riley Moss for George Pickens. Yeah, you missed it. I already said that. Straight up trade. Still sick to my stomach, Anthony. Not in the mood to hear Broncos. I'm sorry. Yeah, tune out. We're talking Broncos here. I apologize. I can't help it. And just don't think about it. Think about the good things. What an amazing season that broke an ankle away from the Super Bowl. I firmly do believe that. I would like to point out that is this a Bo Nix or is this? I don't know why I have this bookmarked. Oh, it's just because I love that play. Yeah, maybe I just bookmarked it. Breece Hall next team odds. This from Dak. Jets plus 200, Broncos plus 450. And I don't think he's going back to the Jets. So, hey, there's hope. Like, in the comments, in the chat, how happy would you guys be with Breece Hall? Would he be your number one? Like, make sure you leave those comments. I read all your comments. I go back and comment on them if you're not in the chat. And again, I'm sorry, Anthony, but that's kind of what I do here. If you can't be happy with this season, you need depression medication. I don't know about that, but 11 out of 10 happy. Absolutely, man. This was like a historic season. I mean, after the decade of misery that we went to, I mean, we were already talking draft position by mid-season for most years, winning 4 games, losing coaches in the middle of the year. I mean, everything has changed. Everything has changed. George Pickens is a top something wide receiver in the NFL today. I would say he's top 5. That'd be me. Top free agent running backs. He's got Kenneth Walker is number 1. But he's going back to Seattle. So, and he's got Breece Hall at number 2. So Breece Hall is probably going to be the, from the consensus number 1, and then ETN, and then Javonte Williams. And good for you, Javonte Williams, by the way, Pookie, good for you. I don't know who this Greg Allman is from Fox Sports, covering the NFL for Fox Sports since 2013, and The Athletic, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I've got, I think that list is probably pretty good for running backs, but I would be surprised if we do not sign one of those 2 right there. Breece Hall or Travis Etienne will be a Bronco this year. Be surprised if they're not. Dak says, give me Goddard or Otten, and pair him with the draft pick of Sadiq. That's in response to Planet tight end this year. Yeah, sure. That would take care of that room. I don't know how anybody wouldn't be happy with. Goddard's getting up there in age, but if you draft Sadiq, you probably don't even have to bring Ingram back. I mean, you don't have to lose Ingram to do that. So that's like the comment we got earlier in the day that spelled out like our whole running back room, almost our whole team. It was amazing. So Michael Ronquillo, Breece Hall is my first choice. Me too, Michael. And super glad to have you in here, by the way. Kenneth Walker, now in the playoffs, 3 games, 313 rushing yards, 4.8 yards per carry, 100 yards. It's like it was an amazing playoff run from nothing like what Terrell Davis did with the Broncos, where he was averaging like 140 yards in the playoffs per game, but still pretty good. And that's why we won't be seeing him as a free agent. He will be back with the Seahawks. And I think that's all my bookmarks that I had for this little late night episode. I did want to point this last one out, though. The Seahawks are the first Super Bowl winning team to go the entire playoffs without committing a single turnover, which is an amazing stat. Got my camera too low now. Sorry. But think about that. The style of ball that they played, defense, with Sam Darnold just not turning the ball over and just not committing turnovers, it's a recipe for winning in playoff football. It's a recipe for winning Super Bowl football. Running the ball, controlling the clock, not turning the ball over. That's what we're looking for in free agency. I know, but I can tell you that David and I, from David Talks Broncos, we want some weapons, man. We have maybe more faith in Bo Nix than others. I think that Bo Nix is at his best when the game's on the line and he's slinging it. He's proven it every time. Every time the game's been on the line, like he's gone and won those games for us. If you think about it, every time the game was in reach and he needed to get us into either field goal range or get us in the end zone plus a 2-point conversion, whatever it was, we only lost 3 games. In the first 2 that we lost, he did exactly that. But the one, we had the leverage call, and the other, there was just a little too much time left on the clock, and it got done to him. But he did his job. And then the Jaguars game, honestly, that game was out of hand. Watching that game, the Broncos did not look prepared for that game. But the point is that Bo Nix didn't have that chance to go do his thing, because every time he was let free to do it, he went and did it. And he didn't throw that interception that lost us the game. He didn't have the opportunity to win a game with a minute left on the clock, and then as he's driving down, he throws a pick or he fumbles it. He didn't do it, not one time. Every single time he went down and won the game. And I think it was like 10 times over the season. So amazing stats from him, an amazing change. And to not feed that sort of, to not recognize that and then go and build the weapons that he needs, the running back room, the tight ends, a true number 1 wide receiver. And of course we need players elsewhere. If they don't do that, it will be a disappointing offseason for me. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we've confidently learned enough about, from Death Valley, what's being said. They are going to be aggressive. They are going to go after these guys. And I think they're going to get them. And we've just set a new record for 2 hours and 8 minutes. That's what my wife gets for leaving me alone. This is how boring I am. Instead of going somewhere and having drinks, I go out to the studio and talk Broncos with you guys. And what a great turnout tonight. I didn't expect that. I thought I'd be talking to like 3 people all night. And we can see the little counter up there about how many people are watching all the time. So it's been really nice to see all you guys in here. The chat was amazing. Big shout out to Marky at Marcky Sports for coming on. Did a great job. Really saved me. as I always say, I'm not an analyst. I'm a Broncos fan who talks about the Broncos. So I leave all the nerd stuff to the nerds. Shout out to David at David Talks Broncos and Jay Weaver over at Orange and Blue. If I'm forgetting anyone on shows that came in and stopped in, I apologize, but thanks for stopping in. And to all of you in the chat, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It's going to be another huge season here on Mile High. Michael Ronquillo, new member. Well, thank you. I don't know what that means. I've never seen that before, but I love it. And I didn't know I could have members. So I'm going to have to check that out. But you're the best, Mike. And hey, go Broncos. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you at the latest on Thursday with David, but probably before then, if any breaking news comes up or whatever, we'll come out here and we'll talk about it, or I'll be on somebody's show talking about it. So again, have a great night, everybody. Talk to you guys soon.